Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. FlossToss number 28. I'm Rachel.
I'm Sue. I'm so impressed you know the number. I have no clue.
It's only because I have a little bit of show notes every time and I put the number.
You have show notes before we start?
I always have show notes right here.
Gosh, I don't even.
How do you think we keep this barge moving in the right direction?
Thank you for all the work you do, because I literally just show up. I literally grab the piles of like, okay, I got to grab all my piles and I hope I have everything. Oh, and he's coming closer now. So I have a puppy with me because she got fixed yesterday. It was very traumatic. She's very sad.
Aren't you glad it's done though? I mean, you had to go through that heat and
I went through the heat. Now we did this, and now we have 10 to 14 days of keeping her quiet. I mean, last night was no problem. I was telling Rachel earlier, she didn't even do the overnight. They were like, come get her. She just is such a baby, and honestly only knows to be with us. Mm-hmm. And I feel like she would never, I'm going to say this, then it's going to happen, but she would never leave our sides. Like she would never run away. She's so attached to us. Mm-hmm. So it's a rough morning. I'm going to be checking off the days.
Yeah. That's hard.
There's no way I would ever in normal times be able to have her in here with me right now.
I know. I was going to say this is going to be okay with her in here.
And Dave, I think, is on his way home from the dentist, so he'll grab her. So we can do this.
There we go. There we go.
And I'm so sorry about this mess. Oh my gosh.
You're a busy lady. Busy times for both of us. I have so much to share, and I know Sue does too. It's been over a couple weeks, I think.
Has it been? I've totally lost track.
I think we podcast on a Saturday last time, so technically, I don't know, maybe it hasn't been, but a lot has gone on.
It feels like a lot has gone on, and I've gotten a lot done, plus been super busy, so it has to have been a longer time.
Yeah, I feel like it has been. So I know I have some stitching. I've got a finished object, a couple finished objects. I've got a little bit of quilting stuff to share. I've got punch needle to share. And I thought I could share my experience on the expo, Needlework Expo virtual, I don't know, I keep calling it a trade show to my non-stitching friends.
But it is a trade show.
It was so fantastic. So I can't wait to share with you all a little bit. I'm going to be starting to receive some of the items that I purchased probably as early as tomorrow night. I think it's the first shipment. And then Saturday I'm getting some. And then there's some coming from Canada and Australia, which will take a little bit.
Who's in Canada?
Jeanette Douglas.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
I was telling you, I feel like she's been around since my days.
I think she has, yeah.
Which was, all right, let's just say this, 30 years ago, because Ben is turning 29 years ago, because he was 1 when I started my needlework business. And
I wanted to get her latest one. I can talk about it now, but I thought it would be really fun to get someone that seasoned, because according to the blurb on the offering that she had at Expo, it's really good for a new person who wants to get a little beyond just the regular cross stitch now, and the instructions are supposed to be excellent, and it's a booklet.
And so is her piece, is there specialty stitches?
Yes, there's just a few, but it's nothing overwhelming, I guess.
Honestly,
the colors are gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. None of them are overwhelming. If you have a good chart or graph for the stitch, there's nothing hard about specialty stitches. I'm waiting for that to roll back around, because it's going to, and it's going to roll around really big. Really big, and they are so fun, and they add so much texture to a piece.
Yeah.
And I love specialty stitches. It's kind of like that transition between Aida and even weave and linen. It's like, if you don't know better, to be afraid of it, which I feel like it's kind of embedded in us.
Yes.
In a sense. But if you go into it blind and you have no clue, there's nothing hard about it, either of those things.
Yeah. You know, in knitting, it's brioche.
Exactly.
Everybody made such a big deal that I waited like 2 years. And then I was like, what?
Okay, since you said the word knitting, I am going to share one thing that I started last night in my gorgeous Sandy by the Lakeside which she gifted me, which
You
holy
got
moly,
that leather looks just so supple. Oh my gosh.
gorgeous. It's in there, although it's not. It's sitting over here. I thought it was in there, but sorry about that.
Oh, is that pretty?
I started it last night. It's the Andrea Mowry shift cowl.
Oh, you did. I love that cowl. Oh gosh, is it going to be all different colors?
It's greens, blues, and yellows. And I wish I kept the blues and the greens
Oh.
together. I feel like
Hold the ball sideways so we can see what colors it transitions to. This is spin cycle, where they actually dye in the wool before they spin, and oh, gorgeous.
I set them up this way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, this way. It's the yellow seems to be the main color right now, which I think that's going to shift. I hope.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but
yeah.
I kind of wish these two were playing together more. They're not.
They will, and they will right in front of your face. It'll be perfect. Those are great colors for you. Your kids know you well. You could wear it with that jean shirt.
Yes. So this was my Christmas present from last year from my guys. And I really, really thought that I would, and Chelsea, the pattern, the needles, everything, this gorgeous stitch marker who I don't know who it's from, and I'm so mad.
What is it?
It's a stack of books.
How cute.
It's someone different. But anyways, I really thought I would start at Christmas morning, and that was kind of the intention of the gift, like to have something brand new, and something in me just kept leaving it. And I kept feeling like I was kind of saying I didn't like the gift, like I was feeling awkward about it, but yet I knew that it just wasn't, the timing wasn't right. And all of a sudden I am overwhelmed by the knitting bug because it's almost fall.
Right, me too.
And oh my gosh, I'm in heaven. So this was yesterday, late afternoon into early evening, and I will admit I had to start it several times.
Yes.
I just think that's the way it goes, right? It has nothing to do with our knitting skills. It's just like, oh shoot, I made that mistake. It's easier to pull it back. I haven't got the pattern in my head yet.
Yep. You must, pretty soon you'll have it down. You probably already do. You know what it looks like when you need to slide. And
yes, I pretty much do. So anyways, I know we're not a knitting podcast, but that was super fun to start with.
A lot of people knit. A lot of people do both here. Yeah, for sure. Okay, was there anything else? We had a lot of comments last time about your quilt and how to display it. People had some great ideas for sure. Thank you for that.
I saw those, and I'm going to go back and look more closely at them. And thank you. There were a lot of good ideas.
Well, the one was, I thought, really good. It was a tip about putting a sheet on the bottom of your tub before you put your quilt on it, so you can use that to lift it out because it gets heavy.
Brilliant.
I know, because I could just hear that when you're lifting it up and the big tear. Oh dear Lord.
And honestly, I don't think I'd ever be brave enough to do any of that.
No.
But it's also such a good clue, a technique for many things. When I was reading, I was like, wow, that would apply to a lot of different things. And
having a sweater. I've done so many sweaters where I lift it out in the sleeve,
Same.
6 feet long.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, well, let's just jump in. I'll show you can I do my finished object?
Yes, of course. I don't know what it is, and I'm sure I do. We have been able to chat. We had to chat. We just have to. Yeah.
Here we go.
I do know. Oh, Rachel.
Finally done. My Flea Market Flowers, Lori Holt. I used the called for fabric and the called for floss, DMC floss. The fabric is her 25 count Lugana in barley, which I really loved. Oh, it was so perfect to work on this summer with the big holes. I could take it everywhere. I could see the 25 count so well. I did one little, what's the word? Made it my own kind of thing. Can you see?
All right, let me look. No.
So I was watching Finally a Farm Girl on YouTube, and as I was finishing the last block, I was watching her, and she pulled up hers, and she had put one of her initials in the center of a flower.
I saw that, and I cannot see that here.
My last flower, I put an R in for me, Rachel.
I love it.
Yeah, I was so happy. So thank you, Finally a Farm Girl, for sharing that idea with me, because I love that.
I have a couple thoughts on it.
Yes.
I can't believe how beautifully ironed it is.
Oh, thank you. You can tell, huh?
Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed. I'm like, oh, if you see the wrinkled things I pull out today, but
part of it is it's Lugana. It doesn't really wrinkle, but I did iron.
It's impressive. And I love the Lugana, and it makes me want to do something fun on the Lugana. I haven't used Lugana in 100 years, and I love it.
I'm ready to try 1/1 on this 25 count Lugana, because the holes are fabulous.
Same.
So we need to come up with something.
There is a trick to that, so they don't slip.
Yeah, starting on the right. So I don't know what it is, but somebody out there has a video on doing a 1/1. Yeah,
you either start with a vertical thread or horizontal, but I don't know which one.
Me neither.
My teaching knowledge days they need some refreshing.
One more thing I got to quickly show. This is a finished object from last time that I was very sad about, because I had it in the wrong orientation.
Oh, this is so funny.
Some of you probably saw it on Instagram when I was.
How did we not notice that? That is so glaringly obvious.
I noticed it when I was editing our video and rewatching it back. I'm like, wait a minute, what if I twist it? This is almost a square.
It's
I'm really happy. Really happy. Yeah, this is Beth Twist's Heartstrings Samplery. What is it called?
I don't know.
I think it's called it as well.
So tell me this though, the frame.
Yeah, Rusty Root on Etsy.
Somebody else, I think Pumpkin Hollow was talking about it.
She was, yeah, and I don't know if I heard it from her first. I think I might have and wrote it down in my notes.
It's such a great idea for those littler pieces that are manageable to stretch on your own.
Exactly. I hope that that Etsy shop gets more frames, even more frames, because they have, it's not limited, but it's, there's not that many to choose from.
It would have to be pretty limited.
Yeah. Yep.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. So that's that. What about you? Anything
I have no finishes. Nothing finished.
Okay. I have one. It's a finish with my witch is done.
Oh. Oh, Rachel, don't you love it?
Yes, I love these little people. These do not take long at all and have such little fun, whimsical things as you're stitching. I loved it so much that I started the next one. I'm doing the little pumpkin guy.
Which one? I did the Devil Girl.
Yeah, you did the
Probably
Devil
not
Girl.
Appropriate, but.
And what was I going to say? Oh, I had a viewer who sent to me her finished objects using the pattern she bought from my shop. I want to see if there's a way I can share the screen right now.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to pause for 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. How am I going to do?
Why does it look like, oh no, never mind.
Okay, so we're back. Okay, so we're going to try some new technology here, people. Yes, what I want to do is be able to share our viewer. Her name is Amy Fitzpatrick. She sent to me pictures of her 2 pillows that are finished. Okay, so here comes the witch. Let's see if this works.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
I know. Oops. Let me see if I can drag.
Oh,
okay.
I love it.
Isn't that cute? Now you can see my little arrow, so I can be like a teacher and point out things. But oh, look at how she made this like fringe.
Is that lace down there?
Yeah, that looks like lace. And then she beaded some tassels at the bottom and made a little hanger. Isn't that cute?
I love it.
So well done.
Okay.
And then we come back to us, and I'm going to share the screen again. She did 2. Here is.
Oh,
Do you see the ghost?
yes.
I know, isn't that cute? That's
Oh.
It's not completely finished yet, but she was excited. It looks
I
like
am,
she already put the backing on it.
yes, I have that one started. Oh, darn it. See, now all I'm gonna want to do is work on these. I really want to work on finishing. I'm gonna do super simple or it won't get done.
We did it. Oh, that's so exciting.
So
I think we
exciting.
can use that.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that enabled.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do it again.
Yeah, you know I won't, but I know you will.
I can't wait to see what it looks like when I edit. Did it take up the whole screen for you?
It did, and we went to the side.
Oh, so we were still on it?
But like little on the side.
That'll be interesting.
Okay.
So you said the ghost?
I had started the ghost, but I didn't work on those at all. I worked on 3 things. It had to be way more than 2 weeks.
And that
I
is
worked on 3 things.
Fill Your Dough Bowl sale.
Oh,
We forgot to mention it last time. That's why I brought my actual bowl.
look at your dough bowl.
Yeah, you know what? It's myrtle wood from Oregon. I think
I need a dough bowl.
couple times ago I mentioned, I forget what kind of wood it was, but it was a gift from friends in Oregon for our wedding. So it's 20 years old bowl, myrtle wood.
I love it.
So there are people that are joining us on the Fill Your Dough Bowl sale. Put it on Instagram and let us see, or email me pictures because I would love to see some of your finished creations.
Yes, love it.
Yep. Okay. Your turn.
All right, so I'm going to show you the thing I started because you sent it to me. I got it from your shop. And I can't, like this, people that kit things and put them away, the minute it's in kit form, I'm ready to go. Like I've got to put a stitch in. It is this lovely piece. I love
it. Cranberry Christmas, Artful Offerings.
Yeah, I love it so much. And I see now, this is where your beautifully ironed piece, this is me.
It's okay, it's in progress.
Okay, and you know what's interesting? On this one, I went to a little larger of a hoop. And because, did we decide, oh my gosh, did I? No, I did it right. You know how like orientated, I was like, but anyways, I went to a little larger hoop because it is a 32 count. Is that correct? Pretty sure it is. 32 count because I'm using 2 strands.
It is.
And I love it so much.
Oh, pretty, pretty. Look at those colors.
I know. I love it so much. I was enjoying. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to say 3 things at once. I was enjoying it so much. This fabric, however, is one of those light is tricky with it. Like at a certain time of day, it's clear as a bell. Like right now, I barely need cheaters. But tonight, when I put a light on it, it's going to mess with my eyes.
Interesting.
What was the other one that was like that? Oh, the Jacob Modern Folk, the year long that we were doing. That fabric did the same thing to me.
Shoot.
But I love it.
What fabric was that again? It's a 32 count Zweigert. Is it the colorway? Or maybe it's just 32 count does that to you.
It could be, I think it's the colorway.
Yeah, interesting.
But it's like right now, it's clear as a bell. It's just, I think when I put artificial light on it,
yes,
it makes a difference. It's very bizarre because I'm like, why am I having trouble seeing this? It's bigger than normal. Yeah. So I think it might be the colorway.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, the colorway is perfect for the design.
It's so pretty with that.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I think it's called dirty linen.
It makes sense.
That's the fabric color.
I actually am really enjoying working on a little darker of a linen. I tend to go on the lighters. So when it came, I was like, oh, I love a darker
linen. I had the same experience this week too, because I want to do the ghost pillow, and I do have a piece, there's a section of the fabric that I dyed with the antiquing spray, and it's darker, so I think the white will really pop on there.
I think you do for this one need a little darker.
Yeah. For that Christmas one you do.
In my project bag by Glad. You know what?
You need a Halloween bag. You need a Christmas bag.
I need them all. But you know what it says to me? I have so many because I do have bags and they're beautiful. project bags, but I have too many projects is the problem. Yeah.
Look at how I take care of my bags.
Yeah. Oh,
What a
oh.
mess. Oh my gosh. Put my head over it so you can't see it.
Well, so I had a thought about this because I tend to work on a million different things and then I throw the bags. I use a lot of these. I really like these bags from Amazon.
Honestly, you know what? I have been using that. Where did I put it? That's my Halloween bag.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I do love them.
Yeah.
But what I do, like over there, I've got like 6 projects stacked up. Yeah, don't you love them? But what I'm thinking is I only should be allowed to, on my desk area, have the projects I'm working on. So those other 6 need to go back in my knitting room, into a cubby. I'm really working on organizational skills this week. Not doing super good, but I'm working on it.
Having zones of is really important because I'm getting all mixed up too right now.
Same, and I find I get super overwhelmed.
The other bags I love are these mesh bags. And I pick them up because they're like $10, $11 on Fat Quarter Shop when they come out with their, look at the cute sunflower one.
So cute. They remind me of the Amazon ones, but cuter.
Yeah, and more substantial. This mesh is a lot more substantial. That's my Dottie bag is the same mesh. And I think since the last time we were on, I have now these handles from my source in my shop. So if you're interested in doing this to one of your big mesh bags, I don't have the Dottie bags in the shop. You can't get those right now, but I do have these, what do you call that plaid color? Buffalo check? No, I don't know what it is.
Kind of, yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
I've got 3 packs of these. So this is the medium size, I think, and then there's an even bigger size and a smaller size. And these bigger sizes that don't have handles, they're meaning I need handles on big stuff. Yeah. So this is like, I mean, it just fits over your shoulder, and I can put 3 of my projects in, and I carry it downstairs, and it's safe away from Percy. And the next bag I'm going to do, I actually have these in my shop too. I'm going to put handles on this bigger one as well.
I love your shop is just.
So check it out because I also made a quick video. It's my first attempt at using a new camera setting I have here to do tutorials. So I did a quick how to put the strap on the mesh, and I'll hopefully put it up the next week.
Can I just tell you that the straps would look fantastic on the sunflowers because of the brown of the sunflowers?
Yes.
They would look fantastic on that.
They would.
So fun.
I could get shorter, you know, like, this is a smaller bag.
Does that one come any bigger?
This one, no. This is Fat Quarter's special they have some stitch along coming up in a month that's sunflowers. And they have a needle minder that matches, and they have a those magnetic strips you can put on your patterns. I forget what they call them, that matches and stuff, but I just really like getting these when they come out. I've got a little collection of them going.
I love it.
Okay.
All right, well, do you want to see my other Halloween piece since we're Halloweening it?
Oh, yes.
I literally became obsessed with this piece. Obsessed. Like, you haven't even seen how far I got.
Oh, I can't wait.
So what's the name of it?
It's like Halloween alphabet sampler or something, or no?
I think it's All Hallows Eve.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I am so sorry about the condition of my pieces. I am feeling very underprepared, but I'm going to look for the name because I am telling you, along with Jacob's Modern Folk Embroidery, which I love so much, I think this is right up there. I can't say beats it. Oh, look at me. All Hallows Eve sampler.
I'm impressed. And it's an older one. It's an older pattern.
Is it older? Joan Elcott design. It's fantastic. I will be sad when I am done with it.
Will you hold it up again so everybody can see the details of, See, it's got the alphabet.
Oh, I'm going to show you the such cute little details that you are not seeing here because I didn't even see them till I stitched them and realized what they were.
I didn't either until I saw yours. Oh, wow. You got far. Look at that. I never noticed that pumpkin is running.
Oh yeah, running pumpkins with sneakers, cats, the mice. So
The alphabet with the cobwebs in the corners of the letters.
Yep, it's the fine detail is fantastic. Look at how much I got done.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute down there.
I know. So this is the thing. I think I showed you a picture of this. The little witch trick-or-treaters.
That is I never noticed that.
Look at the mice again over there.
Holding the
down
candlestick.
there.
Yeah. You guys, if you want to do a big Halloween piece, this is really a fun one.
It is,
I haven't
but it's
started mine,
also like, it goes fast.
Does
like,
it?
Yeah, like this area, like yesterday morning, I did that area.
And are you using DMC 310 black?
Yep, 310. Now, since then, I think I've heard this about black and maybe white, but anchor black, I think is better.
That's what I've heard too.
Better coverage. This is a 36 count and it is a thinner coverage than I would like, but I did not want to use 2 strands.
Oh,
There's no way.
I like it that way.
I'm very happy with it. I would have liked a little more coverage, but I'm very happy with it.
And then there's a little yellow, or is that in your fabric?
No, the yellow, the moon. So there's pops of yellow throughout, like their little socks, her socks, the pumpkin's faces, the windows. Oh my gosh.
Incredible. That's a great haunted house too.
It's so, I am loving it so much. So we've had this conversation, I'm like, no, I'm going to work all the way across. So I did that up here. I think I finally finished.
Yeah, then you were like, I'm taking the trail down.
Yeah, so then I was like, no, I'm doing it per page. So this page here is almost done. This whole, I think there's 2 pages from there to the bottom. So half of the fabric is a page.
And you said it was 36 count and it looks like a hand-dyed linen.
It is a hand-dyed. It is, I don't remember. It's a Picture This Plus. Could be Ren.
I think that's what you said last time.
Did I say that?
Maybe.
I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
No.
I cannot even tell you. It is so addictive.
When you're going to frame, are you going to?
Oh, I already see the frame.
A chunky black.
It's not going to be chunky. No. It's going to be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches carved.
Oh. Ooh.
That's what I see on it.
Yeah, a wide one would be too much with all the detail, wouldn't it?
It's long and narrow. I love it. I just love it.
Yay. Oh, that's wonderful.
I know. I can't even tell you. So last night I picked up my knitting. So I've done a solid week of stitching nonstop. We talked about this on the morning meeting. I do about 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours at night. So that's 4 hours of stitching a day. That's a lot of stitching.
It goes so fast though. It feels like 20 minutes.
It doesn't feel like 4 hours by any means, but I love it. So, oh my gosh, my goal is to finish it for Halloween. I don't know if it's possible. So what I'm doing next, I just finished. I love these bands because you don't even have to look. Yeah. So I'm finishing that band and then I think I'm finishing the numbers. That's my next.
I love it. Oh,
she's so pathetic. I don't think you can see her.
Hi, bud. Oh, honey.
The cone.
Got a pink cone though. That's nice. Cushion.
Blow it up.
Well, since we're talking about spooky things, this is the closest I have to a fall style bag. I am ready to start. I'm so excited. I thought I was going to start the one you're doing, and then I was like, maybe I'll start the other one because I have the perfect fabric for it. This
I love
Autumn
that
Lane.
one. I love that one. Did I know
Autumn
you
Lane
had
is
that one?
I've had this for a year. I got it last year and I didn't start it. Hallows Eve Haunting by Autumn Lane Designs, and they were at Expo as well. They have a really unique style. So I have the Murky.
Oh, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I got it from Lynn's of Madison, I think it's called. When I went last year, I knew it was a popular colorway and people were using it, and so I just bought a half a yard of it, not knowing what I was going to do with it.
That's a lot.
I know. I was like, it's at the time nobody could find it. And
Oh, I think it's great because you're going to have leftover.
Yeah, I might do some pillows with it.
Yeah.
But I cut out the piece the size I need. And I'm going to figure out exactly where to place. I think I'm going to start with the bats or the witch to place them in the right spot on the Murky.
So do you have to stitch that moon, huh?
Yes, the moon is stitched. And I just pulled colors out of my stash. It calls for all DMC, but I kind of wanted more of a hand-dyed floss look. So these are the colors. I'm going to pull them out. It's a combination of Classic Colorworks, Color and Cotton, Weeks Dye Works.
It has that many colors.
Can you believe it? I thought it was just going to be 2 colors.
I thought it was 2 colors.
I know, but there's black, of course, and then there's like 3 different golds to like a light yellow, and then there's this taupe color that the sidewalk and the tombstones are, which I'm going to use Weeks Pebble for that.
Oh, Rachel, I can't wait for you to start it.
I should probably just hold this up.
Oh, Rachel, it's beautiful.
I know. I can't wait to start it too. I'm so excited. This is going to be such a fun stitch for September and October. I'm assuming that I won't get it done, that I'll have it for next year to get done.
That right-hand corner, is that just solid black?
Yes.
Wow, it's a lot of black.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
A lot of
black.
black.
I'm so sorry. I already forgot. What count fabric are you doing?
I bought a 32 count at the time.
You're going to have to use 2.
Yeah.
I say that.
I'm going to just see what happens. I kind of like the idea of using one for maybe the sun or the moon, I mean.
Yep.
I'm going to probably switch it around.
I think that's brilliant to do. Like, I could see the witch in 2 because.
Yeah, you want her to pop.
Focus, but then to have the house sit back a little. Yeah, that's really a smart idea, Rachel.
Okay, good.
I love it.
I do too. I'm so excited to use my own threads. And I pulled more golds and yellows than I need, but I wanted to be able to see what they all look like on the fabric and then decide.
Yes.
I feel so artsy.
You should. You really should.
So that is my I can't wait to start it.
I can't believe you haven't.
Oscar is in it too.
Oscar's a great color.
It is in everything, isn't it?
It's in everything. I feel like if you see Oscar, get 5 skeins.
I did at the time. I know. Okay, cool. Your turn.
Any more stitching?
I do have one more stitching.
I have one more stitching. Well, I'm going to let you go first because I'm keeping Winnie very happy by patting her ears.
So it is September, Sampler September, or September Sampler Soiree, in my deal here, because this is a reproduction by Hands Across the Sea. It's Jessie Watson. Yeah, when I saw it, it just looked so fun and bright. So I got it last year, I think I started it, maybe earlier this year. And it was also part of the autism stitch along for autism awareness. So I joined in at that time, but I would love to finish this in September. It's such a nice, I worked on the band last night. I want to get all around the band. The band is so zen.
Really?
I thought it was going to be fiddly, and it's all 7-3, 7-3, 7-3, all the way around. And then you just get into this rhythm. And once you know kind of where you start and stop each time to drag your fabric or drag your thread across the fabric, it just all of a sudden I was to the side and it was like, oh my gosh, that went so fast to do all those crosses.
Isn't it funny when you get it? I think we've talked about this before. It usually takes me about 20 to 30 minutes to get into that zone. But once you hit it, it's like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
But it takes a while.
Is this what runners feel?
You know what? I used to be a runner in college. I was a big runner, and it is how they feel. Like you hit it, you run and you run, you're like, oh, I hate this. And then zoom, you go 5 miles. I remember doing it. I would die now if I did it, but.
I always make fun of it. Like, there's no way I would feel a runner's high.
You do. It's like you like, and I wasn't that big of a runner. I mean, I ran a lot, but not on anything team or anything. And you hit this sweet spot where you almost like you forget you're running and you just get lost in your head. And it doesn't happen every time, but when it does, it's phenomenal.
Well, this happens on the border for me. And again, look at the colors when you stitch. It's just,
I love it.
So pretty. And it's got this heart that's all Algerian islets.
Fun.
Something like that. So that'll be fun to add.
Yeah.
She just seems like she was just such a fun little girl.
You know what, the way it's shocking to me, the ages of these girls. Like we talk about it like, oh yeah, she was 12 or she was 4. But when you really think about it, it's like crazy.
Yeah, like actually think of a 8-year-old in your life right now. Sitting down with a needle and thread. This was originally stitched in wool thread, which would be interesting. And it's a Scottish.
Do you think these girls enjoyed it, or it was just part of being a young girl?
I think both. I think there's some girls that loved it,
and
like
others
me and you. And I mean, there's people like some of my friends that would be like dying a slow death.
Yeah. And I just think of, oh my God, if at 8 I was forced to sit and do this, I'd be in heaven. Because I've loved a needle in my hand forever. For little young girl.
I've loved just making things forever.
Same.
I mean, I was making those barrettes with the ribbon and selling them to my friends, and the friendship bracelets and those little beads we put on our shoelaces.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that yesterday, how I'm a fiber artist and how like that is who I am to my core more than any other type of artist. And I like a lot of different mediums but I remember when it started, I've just had this love of fiber forever.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Me too. And it's just the idea that we take these raw materials from sheep and plants and that we can work them into a piece of fiber that we can weave with, knit with, sew with. It's just amazing what humanity has done with that. I mean, when you think about it.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll let it go.
All right. Is Winnie still doing well? Should I?
I have one more piece since it's
Perfect.
sampler. So you're doing sampler soiree because it's a reproduction, right?
I guess that's the rule, but I just put both on my hashtag on Instagram.
So again, after we podcast last time, I became obsessed with this piece, and then the witches came. Look how much I got done.
Oh, Mary, good. Look at. Oh, I love it small.
I do too. I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with it.
Very similar colors to Jessie Watson. Wow.
I love the unique colors. And at first it was interesting because I was like, I don't know about these colors. Like I was really kind of on the fence. And then I started really attacking it. Just got to make sure she doesn't jump. That's what I'm afraid of. Oh, she's laying back down. I became obsessed with this. I think I worked on it for like a good 3 or 4 days and I love it.
You know, there's always the talk, do you reproduce the colors using what you see on the back of an old sampler or on the front? And it's really fun to do both. It's
And
really fun to,
I like the option of both.
yeah.
And you purchased one that is phenomenal that I cannot wait for.
Oh, from Expo. I can't wait.
So I did get a few things in the mail too.
Ooh, let's see. Let's see.
Okay, because they're super fun. There's not a lot, but it was one of those. I placed an order with Teresa, Shakespeare Peddler, Kitten Stitcher.
The best shop in the world. Oh my gosh.
But so much. I can't even make up my mind. Like, I get overwhelmed.
How does she fit that all in her house?
And
or does she have a store?
Yeah. She must ship 24 hours a day. And these came, I really, first of all, forgot what I ordered. And then I really just sat back thinking, I know she's crazy busy. There's no way this is coming very quickly. But I've got to pet her again. I love this.
Oh, I love that.
Blackbird.
That's a blackbird? I've never seen that one, but that doesn't mean anything.
I saw it recently, and I absolutely love anything Halloween. Anything.
It's long and skinny like you like.
Long and skinny. This is how I used to design: tall and narrow, tall and thin. That was my dream. Sorry.
That is gorgeous.
Okay. So not only did I get this, but I got a piece of fabric.
Ooh.
I'm going to take it out. It's for it. It's gorgeous. And I can't remember. I think this is a sticker.
Yeah, she does such nice little doodads when you buy stuff from her.
So this is 36 count Dark Mountain. I don't know who. Could it be one of
Jude or?
I don't know.
Look on your order.
Maybe I threw that out.
Oh, it's pretty. Really? Oh, gorgeous. For that one?
For that one.
Oh my gosh.
Come here, Winnie girl.
Wow.
I'm so excited. I would like to go to the Needlework shop. It does use DMC and specialty. So I'm going to look at, I'm going to look at where the colors are and pick and choose because it's a lot of specialty. Okay, you're going to die at this next one. I would like to make one of these. First I'm going to start with Charlie, I think, but I might make one for Lily too, for their rooms.
Yes.
I love this.
You know how much fun that's going to be to stitch?
So much fun, and I think I'm going to finish it in a hoop. I think I'm going to do whatever color their hair is, like Lily's a blondie. Charlie, they're both kind of blondie, so I think I'm going to make them blondies. I'm dying to start it.
It's a unique thing. Not a lot out there that looks like it. And yeah.
It just reminds me of dreams, right? Garden of Dreams. Like, yeah. I don't know why. I fell in love with it.
That would be so sweet in their bedrooms.
Don't you think?
Yes. I should start stitching for my make-believe granddaughters.
You should, because I'm so behind and I was going to. No, you know, it's really interesting. I ordered this one. I have a feeling it's going to be like our houses one. What's our houses one? Which I can't wait to get back to.
Me too.
It's killing me. I have to retire.
Our anniversaries of the heart.
Anniversaries.
Killing me too.
So this one is called Dear Daughter of Mine, which of course, Chelsea, is just my heart. Mm-hmm. I don't love the design.
You don't love the design?
It's okay.
Well, you know what? It's one of those when you get it on the fabric, it's going to be beautiful.
I think so. And I think I'm going to change some colors. Yeah. This is a style that Chelsea, I think, likes. It's just a sweet little piece, but I thought I liked it more than I do. But again, it's like the anniversaries of the heart. I don't like those leaflets, and then we start stitching and I love them.
Exactly.
So I think it's about the photography, but I thought
I do too.
Just a sweet little, I'm going to do it. I love
the butterfly.
Yeah, I'm going to do it super small, just for her.
You should, it seems like it's an older one. I bet the flosses are all confusing, like they've changed dialettes and stuff. You should come up with your own color scheme.
I was kind of thinking that's where I'm struggling is the colors, the color of the house.
Yeah, it doesn't say daughter. I don't know.
I think that's it. It's just, I don't know. I mean, you know how much I love Blackbird.
Ask her to send you a picture of a color scheme that she loves.
She loves. Good idea.
Sorry, tickle in my throat.
We're just a hot mess today.
Oh, it's a big mess, aren't we?
She's laying down, so we're good. Okay, so that, and then this is the most ridiculous thing that I bought. You're gonna die. I'm ridiculous.
I've seen that. That's the quilt applique. Oh.
Here, that's a better one.
Yes, it's beautiful. I've seen it in person, but like on Instagram. Oh, fun. That's your style too in the house. I can see it with all your other things. You're like, what am I doing? I haven't even done the flower one yet.
You buy the fabric pack for.
I love it.
I think there is a fabric pack because I'm going to buy it if there is.
Oh. That's beautiful. The raven, all applique.
Someday I'm not going to be working, right? Someday I'm going to retire and I'm not going to know what to do with myself.
Nope. Oh,
that's what I bought.
Very nice. Then that was from Teresa.
From Teresa.
It was.
All of it, and it came beautifully packaged.
I got a really simple thing. You know how I'm getting organized for this. I just paid for the kit, so that should be coming hopefully in the next week or so. But I got my binder. Man, might as well go all in when you're doing Lori Holt.
You do.
And I got all the pieces. So, one just fell out of the hole. I don't want to lose that.
So you got all the pieces, like the remix shapes. Is that what they're called?
Yep, all the remix shapes.
Yeah, I know.
There's a little hole at the bottom. Hopefully I didn't lose more. But yeah, these are all the shapes I'm going to be using. I think there's like 30. Oh It'll God. Be so nice to not be making flowers though.
Yes, you're flowered out.
I'm so flowered out.
You're flowered out.
The other thing I thought of is I may just not do the border, and because it's going to be like 70 something by 80. I can't see this on a bed. I think I'm going to just do the center part. That's one option, and just bind it and have it be a hanging.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it as a whole quilt. There's so many great pieces from it that I can incorporate into other things. I mean,
but I see it in your sewing room.
Yeah, that's the plan.
But over a couch, so that when you want to sit down. Do you have a couch?
No,
you're going to need a couch.
I need a new sewing room to match my quilt.
I need a complete remake of my entire home right now.
Oh, me too.
I do. I need all new furniture. I need it all.
Well, yes, we are happy with what we have, but it would be great if I could have a little more space. What I need is the wall. I have a very inefficient wall over here that doesn't have, it should be one of those big IKEA walls with all the squares so I can put books in there, baskets. That's what I need.
You know what? You should get that. That's what I have in my knitting room. I'm a ridiculous human. I've taken over our entire house. But I also never sit in my beautiful knitting room, which is ridiculous. But I have a whole wall of those, and I have 4, and I stacked them sideways. So it takes up an entire wall. I have baskets, I have books, I have my project bags.
That's
when I sound super organized, I'm not.
You have a whole room dedicated
to
each hobby.
But keep going. Oh, Rachel.
That's where I'm at now. And you can really see the striping in the background.
Mine's still right there with the punch threaded.
I haven't hardly worked on this at all. I mean, I've spent maybe a total of 2 hours. It takes like an hour for 1/3 of it, really. So I know the next time I sit down, I'm going to get
You'll be done.
Yeah. And then I don't know what I'll do with it. They have it on a box, I think, in the picture, or is it just on wood? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, but it would be super cute on a box.
Yeah, so I need to figure that out. I have only 5 more left of these in my shop. So if you want to make this, I highly recommend you jump on it.
It's even a good beginner one because all of the shapes are big. There's very few little areas.
Yes.
That's kind of a game changer for a beginner.
This one is just, it's a bigger piece, so it takes a little longer to
Yes.
punch versus my little flower one.
But you're also working off the ball, so you literally just keep going, which
Yes.
is amazing. And I got my extras that you sent.
Yeah, yes. I noticed when I was punching the background, something's not right. And then I looked back at the pattern, and when the pattern was first created, that colorway came on large balls of 80 meter versus now it's on 35 meters. So when they said 2 balls, I ordered 2 balls. So live and learn. So I sent a package, a little care package out to everybody that had already purchased.
Thank you.
With additional.
I kept forgetting to tell you I received mine.
Good. So everybody, you can make sure if you purchase this from me, you get your little care package.
Love it.
But yeah.
Just love it.
Really fun. Oh, love, love, love. Absolutely. And can I tell you, I saw a little sneak peek of the next Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine.
Gotten it yet?
No, this week it was a tentative release this week. Haven't heard anything. It was in production last I heard, but they said the week of August 30th is a tentative release. So hopefully I will hear.
Makes sense.
Any time now, but that issue is incredible. I love so many of the cross stitch in that, and so many of the Punch Needle because it's heavy on fall and Halloween. You have to, Sue, you will love it. You will
just put it aside. I feel like the box coming from your shop in a little while is going to be so large.
I wish I would have bought more because I really think people are going to love this one. I'm going to hate having that sold out on there, but yeah, I'm just a little shop.
You are.
I got to save one for myself, people.
Yes, but you're a mighty little shop.
Oh, you can see a preview. If you go to Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, their website, they have a scrolling like pictures that go by that show many of the designs.
And I never want to see any of it till the magazine is in my hands.
Yeah, then don't go.
Yeah, because then it's like, oh, I love this.
It's going to be bad. You're not going to like anything.
Yeah. I'm going to love it all.
Now I've hyped it up. It is amazing though. Okay. What else do we have?
I have nothing else.
Yeah, I think me neither. Expo. Oh my gosh.
Expo. Let's talk about Expo.
If you don't want to hear about Expo, bye-bye.
Yeah.
But if you
thank
do.
you for being here.
Thank you for being here. Yeah. But Expo.
But it's not only Expo, it's like talking about what you're going to have in your shop. It's more than Expo because you're going to have some amazing stuff that I'm so excited about.
I did a little sneak peek on my stories on Instagram. So if you follow me there, you saw a little flash, and maybe I'll stick that picture here as I'm talking briefly about it. But what a neat experience. This is my first trade show being a shop. And oh man, I needed to make a budget because you could have gone crazy. So I really, for my shop, I'm thinking about my customers, and I have so many of you that have purchased over and over from me, which is the biggest compliment I can get. So
yeah, I feel always that way.
I am humbled, and thank you so much. And I love putting these kits together. So I was really thinking about my customers and what I know I love, because if I love something, there's got to be a group out there that loves it too. So I had like 7 to 10 patterns that I knew I wanted to try and get, and I got them all. Hello from Liz Matthew was the first one that I clicked on. And you know, you go into this virtual marketplace, it's amazing. The woman who has set it up, Noteworthy Needle, I think is I'll put the name here if I get it wrong,
Sounds
but
familiar. I did hear who it was at one point.
it's such a neat setup. You just log in, you see a marketplace with all of the vendors. You click on the vendor and you see what they're offering. There's a live green button that's lit up if they are in their shop, and you click on that, and then you're like me and you, Sue. Hi, Liz Matthews. You know, it was like, oh, but
Wow.
before that, I was like a little shy. I didn't want to hit people's green button. What do I say? And then I saw Liz was on, and I thought, she of all people would be one that would be sweet and kind to me, because she seems like one of the kindest YouTubers out there.
Yes, I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, so I clicked on, and she was like, oh, hi, you know, so I can tell she was just a little shy too, maybe. This was her second expo. But yeah, so it's fun meeting her, and I ended up getting a couple of things from her. I loved her Token of Fall, which is a blue bird that has colorful letters all around it. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. And I did get the fabric for that. I'm also going to be carrying her 12 Days of Christmas series in my shop, because the 4th and 5th ones just killed me. I love them. I loved the 1, 2, and 3, but when she hit 4 and 5, that's when it's like, okay, I want to do this. So I'm going to be carrying that kit as well, kitted up.
You're going to carry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, I'm going to carry them all. And I have 2 options. I have a big piece of fabric that you can do the whole series on, and on her website she has a freebie that I have linked in the in my shop that you can link to if you want to see the frame she created. I have some other ideas though for a frame for that I might share when I start mine, but I'm really excited about that series. But you can also buy them individually too. I'm going to have cut pieces, and I might even serge around those because they'll be the exact size that you'd need on that count. And then her mom, is it her mom or her stepmom? I never know.
I thought it was her mom, but
yeah,
I have
Kathy
no
Barrick. Oh my gosh. Queen, another queen of the show. Her Nottingham.
Oh, that's number 1 in my book right now. I have to say though, I think I shared this with you. I am not a good floss tube watcher. Like I watch and then I stop and then I watch and click on another one. And I have really not watched many of hers with her mom. And I watched the latest one, and I love their relationship is just beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. They're very supportive of each other, and
yeah, it's just I loved watching them as a mother-daughter. I thought
they
it was
have
lovely.
2 distinct looks, you know, isn't that, it's really, I thought it was very fun to see that video as well.
I agree.
With the 2 of them. Yeah, so the Nottingham, and I got Jack's urn, which I thought was adorable, and then she had a new drum that
all 3 I want.
It's called drum. I think it's just called Halloween drum or something like pin drop. I don't know. But it's pretty
gorgeous. Gorgeous.
It that's my first attempt at kitting together what you need to make your drum. So I've talked to, it's got this beautiful orange velour looking, it's velveteen pumpkin on the top from Lady Dot, and it's got some rickrack. So I'm working on that one.
You're doing the whole kit and caboodle.
I think so. Yeah. I need to watch Vanna Pfeiffer's drum tutorial.
Same.
And see what's included in, you know, what do you need for the inside of the drum? I'm not sure if I'll include that, but I'll certainly link Vanna's.
I feel like that part is, I don't know, like anyone can get filling, it feels like. Where the other pieces are like, I have to go here for this and here for that and that kind of thing.
Exactly. And then I then went to the Blue Flower, which is Janine McGowan, I think is her name. And she has the one that lots of people on Instagram said was their favorite, is the Moonlight Sampler, which is, it's got a poem on it that's a beautiful poem about moonlight, and it's just a really unique sampler. I think I am going to be putting the pictures up when I talk here, but I'm
so curious. McGowan is a huge name in the rug hooking industry. Huge, like maybe one of the originals. Every time I hear that name, I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're related.
Yeah,
let us know.
Maybe. Let us know, Janine. If you're watching us. And she also had a piece that's called From Nature to My Needle. And it's kind of her homage to all of the animals and plants that provide us with our fiber, like we were talking about earlier. And it's got all the animals stitched in the border and all the plants. It's just, I love the meaning behind it, and I love the piece. So I'm going to carry that in my shop. The Tiny Modernist was another one that caught my eye with her Nutcracker tree. And I love the design, but I also love the fabric that it was on. It was a perfect marriage of design and fabric, in my opinion. And you see it's got the fabric flare. It's an aqua blue color that has polka dots and snowflake blotches.
Now I'm remembering, yes.
Yeah, it looks like a really fun one. It might be a fun one for some sort of stitch along, because you can really, it's a tree with layers and nutcrackers on it. So you can really, I'm contemplating doing a
break it down to do, yeah.
Weeks, yeah. Rosewood Manor, Owlsmore Cottage. Oh my gosh.
Is that the one I said?
You pointed it out, and I was like, how did I not see that one? It's got owls all over it. It's gorgeous, and it's all Weeks Dye Works.
I think that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And Jeanette Douglas, we were talking earlier, it's called Joy Be Thine, and I ended up getting a few of her silk floss packs to sell in the shop.
For that design,
in case somebody wants to just really pamper themselves, which I might be one of them, because that might be my first use of silk. And
me too.
Yeah, so but it also, she's got a great DMC conversion, a thoughtful conversion. So I picked out some dyed fabric from Fiber on a Whim for that one. Should be coming this weekend. And also the Fabric on a Whim I've ordered for the Token of Fall. I ordered the called for that Liz uses. It's a 36 count cream and sugar, I believe.
I love 36.
Yeah, so I have to figure out, for Token of Fall, she used silk as well. So I might be kitting that up with silk. I'm still working on that. I placed the biggest order of DMC and Weeks Dye Works a couple days ago. It was scary, but fun. So fun.
Fun. Can you hear that echo?
No. Oh. Do I echo when I talk?
No, I am. Now it just stopped.
No.
I just think your choices are spot on, and so many people are going to love them and love the idea of them being kitted for them.
It's super, super fun to do. Yeah. So that was my day one, and I thought, well, okay, that's a good mix of things. And then, of course, I thought about things overnight, talked to some people, and then I just was like, you know what, now's the time to do it while I can still plug in, because they were open on Monday too. So
it was a large chunk of time.
3 days, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot for a trade show. That's a lot.
Yeah, but you're virtual, so if you're a designer, you're playing around in your room, not playing, but probably stuffing envelopes and, working while then people just pop on, you say hi, and I don't know, I'm curious what it would feel like to be a designer. Do you feel like you're a slave to your computer? But you can turn off your green light too, and you're just not there.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I remember doing those trade shows, and they are exhausting.
Yeah, in person,
they're exhausting. It would take me a full week to recover.
Mm-hmm.
They're exhausting, but fun. And they're also, because the industry is so huge right now and hopping, I can't imagine not every one of those people did fantastic. Mm-hmm. I was near the end of the last wave. And so it was also stressful about, like, are my sales going to be good? Is it going to be worth it? And there's a lot of emotion that goes into those trade shows that is so stressful. And the prep beforehand, which it's different virtually for sure. Mm-hmm. But that prep beforehand would kill me. It was so hard.
Yeah, it must be so nice to sleep in your own bed when it's virtual at night and not wait for the airfare or the travel.
And then the lugging, because in those days, You did the lugging. Like I schlepped all that onto a plane. I would have 3 giant containers all by my, I don't know how I did. Honestly, I don't know how I did it.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was leaving 3 little ones at home that needed schedules, and it kind of makes me cringe. So I think these virtual ones have got to be amazing for these designers.
Yeah.
Still incredibly stressful, still gobs and gobs and gobs of work. But yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Well, day 3, I jumped into Needlework Press, From the Heart, and Fox and Rabbit, and got my 3 that were on my list that I really wanted as well. So Needlework Press, the M&A sampler, I think that's what it's called. I've seen it on so many people's YouTubes. Brenda and Laura loved it. So that right there tells me I need to have that in the shop. So I got that. I picked up some of their stickers and some of their note cards too, because personally I would like some. And so they're in my shop.
That's what it is about. That is what it is about when you have a shop.
Yeah. And then from the Heart, the D Freitag 1849. I got some of those that I'll be kitting up, and I will put a picture up here, obviously. And then my wild card that I'm just going for it is the Fox and Rabbit Mary Morgan's. That chart is crazy. Vibrant, crazy, 19 colors of wild and crazy DMC. It is the actual colors that were on the back of the sampler. They toyed, do we go with the back or the front? What do we do? And they went for it. So I'm just going to go for it. I know I'm going to want to stitch it as well. So
it is wild and crazy, but it speaks to an era of stitching that I remember. I remember those crazy colorways. Like
the 1840s?
Well, no, but I remember like even on the stamped cross stitch, right? Like I remember the ones that were wild and crazy, and thinking like, and I feel like Nicola goes close to that too with her stuff.
She does. And they mentioned that in their last
she goes close to it, and I love everything she does. And I never knew of Fox and Rabbit before they started podcasting, and I really love them. Love them.
I learn something from them whenever I watch, for sure. And just to see their creative process, because they do everything. They must just be nonstop over there.
And they stitch other people's things, and it's like, it's crazy.
So this piece is just, it's going to be one of those on my sampler wall that's going to be so unusual against all the others that will be the focal piece. That will be what people will see and ask about, or they'll think in their minds, did Rachel do her own color for this one? You know, I don't know. That'll be the conversation piece.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we're going to see more and more of that.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's something about, you learn about the person who stitched it and all those vibrant colors. It's got to be somebody who just wanted to make it more exciting because they had to sit there for.
Do we know, was this a young girl that did that one?
I believe so. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, but I texted them for the DMC colors, and 19.
I know, but oh my gosh, we had so much to catch up on. It's
Thank you for joining us today. And you know, I'm thinking it'd be fun to ask a question at the end of every episode.
Oh, I like it.
What's so for this one, I'm just wondering if everyone could just do a little out about where are you from? Like give us, you know, a city or a state or country. It would be really fun to see where all of you are from.
I love the idea. And do you have a local needlework shop?
Yeah, add that. Your local needlework shop. Good too.
We're hitting gorgeous fall weather, which I'm so excited about. It's actually cool and sunny here today, which is amazing.
Well, enjoy your Labor Day weekend here in the U.S. We have a long weekend.
We do have a long weekend.
Lots of fun activities, and hopefully you guys all have time to do the things that you love to do, and we will see you on our next episode.
Sounds good. Sorry about the mess. I'll be way better next time.
Oh my gosh.
All right, friends. Thank you.